In today's video, we are going to see how you can run LLMs locally. Watch until the end so you don't have to pay anyone to use them. I am Anurag, you are watching Layman, so let's begin. The tool we'll be using today is called lmstudio. But before that, why would we even need an LLM to run locally when there are so many online versions with more sophisticated features and better user interface? The biggest advantage of using an LLM locally is that your chats and data remain private and secure on your own machine, never shared on the internet. As report indicates that data breaches have already occurred with some online versions. Locally, you can also experiment and play around more freely without any restrictions. Plus, you don't have to pay anyone for unlimited usage. First, let's go to Google and type lmstudio. Click on the first link. As you can see, there are three versions of the lmstudio. One is for Mac, one is for Windows, and another one for Linux. So for us, it would be a Windows installer we would be downloading. Let's start downloading. Once downloaded, let's open it up. I would be clicking on anyone who uses this computer. It depends on your computer choice if someone else also use your computer, and I will click next. As you can see, I already have space available and also the space required for this. So I will just go with the default installation folder and click install. It's installed and we will click on finish. So when you will run the lmstudio for the first time, it will kind of look like this. So let's click on get your first LLM. In this page, it is suggesting to install the DeepSeek R1 distilled Qwen 7 billion parameterized version model. So we will just go ahead and click on download. One thing though which I forgot to mention earlier is check your RAM, how much RAM capacity your local machine have. It should have at least of 16 GB of RAM. Even you don't have a graphics card, so you don't have a VRAM essentially, still 16 GB of RAM would suffice that need. If you don't know how to check how much RAM your personal computer has, if you are on a Windows machine, you can always go to Task Manager, click on Performance, and then as you can see the memory, it's 27.9 GB for my system, so it essentially translates to 32 GB, but for you it should be at least around 16 GB. As you can see, the download is completed, and now what you have to do is you have to load this model. DeepSeek R1 Distill Qwen 7 billion is already loaded into this lmstudio software, and what we will do is we will click on create new chat. Let's go with any of this suggestion here, and we will go with this first suggestion. It is giving the correct answer. The capital of France is Paris. The great thing about lmstudio is not only you have the flexibility to choose from different open source models, but you also have a clean UI like any web interface counterpart. As you can see, it's maintaining a chat history, and if you want to open a new chat, you just have to press Ctrl N and it will open a new chat. There is a attachment option here, so what I will do is I will attach my resume here. Now what you can do, you can ask the AI to answer few questions based on the document we provided. Let me ask one of the basic questions from the resume, like when I was a part of my previous organization Rakuten. Now it is as usual, as a DeepSeek model, it thinks first and then it replies. So let's wait for the reply. It has already provided an answer, and the answer is actually correct. Also, there are some settings which you can tweak to make the LLM run faster and smoother. Just click on this and then you see lot of settings. If you don't know anything about it, you can hover over and it will show you what that setting actually means. Also, I would suggest not to touch any of these settings if you don't want to tweak much, and go with the default settings. That way it also works very fine. Now last but not the least, there are a lot of things to explore, but what I really want you to show is you can install multiple models, like going into the discover and then searching for any of these models. And as you can see, there is this llama, there is this gamma which is also developed by Google, and there are multiple good models. The Mistral Nemo is one of the best model out there in the open source community, and if you click on certain models, you can have multiple versions of them available, so you can install based on your requirement. That's all for this video. Make sure to hit that like, comment below with any questions or suggestions, and let me know what topics you would like me to cover in future videos. Make sure to share this with your family and friends who might find it useful. Subscribe and stay tuned for more such tech content. See you in the next one. Bye.